Modern women are waiting far too long to have children. In 2025, we have women entertaining the thought of having kids in their late 30s to mid 40s. In a quest to be a boss babe and have it all, studies show that a woman's chance of getting pregnant drops to 20% after 35 and 5% after 40. Do any of the stats about infertility and age matter to women? The answer is no. They're going to keep going to high-priced institutions to get degrees that no one cares about, to jobs that aren't going to make them any money, to put themselves into a bunch of debt that they're going to have to pay off the rest of their lives. So what do these women turn to when they've smashed into the wall and they want to have a kid and they're having fertility problems? IVF. In 2022, nearly 100,000 babies were born with the help of in vitro fertilization. Babies born using IVF and other assisted reproductive technologies grew by almost 50% from 2012 to 2022. Women under the age of 35 have a live birth success rate of 55%. The success rate per cycle drops to below 40 between the ages of 35 to 40 and below 10% after the age of 40. IVF doubles the chance of success for giving birth. Men have hacked fertility, but it is at a cost. The average cost of IVF is between $12,000 to $17,000 per cycle. If you look at social media, you see all of the success stories from IVF. I mean, women that have finally had their miracle baby after years of trying. But we never get to hear about the horror stories of IVF. The people that had some type of complication or traumatic experience. That's what we're going to talk about on today's show. I wanted to start by talking about that Kanye West tweet. I wanted to start by talking about the tweet Kanye West put out the other day that got everyone upset. So we got Kanye over here. So is this real? Beyonce fans lash out at Kanye West over his disturbing comments on her kids. Amid his many, many disturbing tweets on social media, on the social media platform X, Ye, a rapper formerly known as Kanye West, took a swing at Jay-Z and Beyonce and their twin kids, Rumi and Sir Carter. Kanye, who has been going on more frequent rants targeting various stars, has long been under fire on social media. Kanye West targeted Jay-Z and Beyonce's 7-year-old twins in his latest posts on X. So as you guys know, Kanye's the type of guy, he says what everyone's thinking. I have never seen someone as unfiltered as Kanye. So there's Jay-Z and Beyonce. As if dragging the names of artists including Cardi B, Iggy, Kendrick Lamar, and Playboi Carti through the mud wasn't enough, Ye has now targeted former friend and longtime collaborator Jay-Z and his wife Beyonce's family. Speaking about the couple's 7-year-old twins, Ye wrote, "Has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? That's why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having kids is a choice." He shared with his 33 million followers on Tuesday, March 18th. So there's him smiling, not caring at all. And there are the children. The posts quickly went viral and were reported for bullying by several users. Ye eventually took down the tweets, but it didn't take long for him to follow up in another post. "I need everyone to know that I took the post about Jay-Z and Beyonce's family down because there was the possibility of my Twitter being canceled, not because I'm a good person," he shared. Wow, thank you. "I took it down like Down syndrome. Get it? F the world, F everybody," the rapper added. So this is the tweet right there. At least Jay-Z and Beyonce get to raise their ass kids, okay? And YouTube, he's saying this, I'm just reading it, all right? The disturbing comments came just a month after the rapper went on a full-on rant streak deemed by many to be homophobic, anti-Semitic, fatphobic, sexist, and racist. At the time, Kanye claimed the public backlash for these posts helped his merchandise sales skyrocket. No matter how you feel about Beyonce, this is disgusting. Not to mention, he put his own daughter on a song with Diddy. He's clearly mentally deranged. That's what the people are saying. Now, not long after Ye's posts, Online users and Beyonce's dedicated fan base, Beehive, quickly rushed to clap back at the notorious rapper. One user joked about Kanye West and Jay-Z's iconic album, Watch the Throne, saying, don't guess, Watch the Throne 2. Don't guess, Watch the Throne 2 isn't coming out. A fan wrote Kanye and his years-long obsession with Beyonce, referencing Kanye West's iconic stunt at 2009 VMAs where the rapper jumped on stage after Taylor Swift bested Beyonce, saying, "Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'll let you finish. But Beyonce has one of the best videos of all time. Somebody take all of his devices, please." Another joked Beyonce letting every single person know she knows to stop working in any shape or form with Kanye, and it's over. Other mentioned the recent conspiracy theories that linked Beyonce and Jay-Z to Diddy's corrupt use of power in the entertainment industry. Okay. So the rest of the article is just them, obviously everyone getting mad. They're getting upset with Ye. So, all right. Now, was this tweet in bad taste? Yeah. But does he have a point? We see Blue Ivy all the time, but we've never seen the twins. Ever. Do they have developmental delays? Is that why we don't see them in public? Remember, Beyonce and Jay-Z had their twins through IVF. Beyonce was 29 when she had Blue Ivy and 35 when she had her set of twins, Sir and Rumi. Too many modern women are choosing IVF as a family planning method. They are relying on an industry lightly regulated to give them a child. They are foregoing building relationships with men and marriage for career and hopefully having enough money and resources to pay for something as expensive as IVF. It is only recently that we see and hear about some of the horror stories that some couples have gone through IVF have experienced. I saw this article that tells multiple stories about complications that people have experienced with IVF. Why don't we take a look? No, I think she didn't have IVF at 29. I think it was 35. Okay. Another IVF nightmare. Patients have few protections. Christina Murray realized something had gone awry in her in vitro fertilization process immediately after giving birth. She is white, as was her chosen sperm donor, who had dirty blonde hair and blue eyes, but her baby was dark-skinned. He was beautiful and perfect, but it was very clear that something was wrong, she said. I hoped it was just a sperm mix-up. The IVF process has been grueling. Murray, now 38, has ensured multiple daily injections, frequent blood draws, bouts of nausea and exhaustion, a first embryo transfer that didn't take, and finally pregnancy and labor. Then a DNA test revealed that the Georgia fertility clinic Murray had used had implanted a different couple's embryo in her uterus. After raising the baby for 5 months, Murray, heartbroken, handed him over to the biological parents. So she gave birth to a child that wasn't hers. Oh, I would be so pissed. Oh, I would be done. We all met in court and the decision was made, she said. I walked in, a mom and a child and a baby who loved me and was mine and was attached to me. And I walked out of the building with an empty stroller and they left with my son. She sued the clinic last month. White women love doing the sperm donor thing. I think we're the highest earning other than Asian. So we're the ones with the money for the dumb shit, right? Like do you know what? We're all different races of women, and not all, I'm speaking in generalities. We just have different tools of how we're crazy, right? Like you see the black women in the news, and not all, but they're throwing hands or whatever, and you see that a lot, right? White women, we just sign up for dumb shit. So if you see a kid that's getting transitioned, right? Guarantee it's a white woman doing it. If you see a kid, I'm going to raise my kid non-binary, it's white. We have the money for those gender clinics or whatever it is. And the IVF stuff, I do really see a lot of white women doing this. Now, again, I'm not saying other nationalities don't or races don't, but I can just speak from where I grew up, okay? Okay, so she sued the clinic last month. Although many cases like Murray's are thought to be rare, an NBC News analysis of federal and state state legal databases found more than 300 lawsuits filed from 2019 to 2024 alleging that embryos, eggs, or sperm has been lost, destroyed, or swapped. The suits were filed against fertility clinics or companies involved in the IVF process across 19 states. And the majority, at least 260, involved alleged allegations of product or equipment failures. Some legal experts say that the cases are in part a product of the industry's rapid growth. The number of babies born via assisted reproductive technology, which includes IVF, more than quadrupled from 1996 to 2022. The number of fertility procedures increased more than sixfold. Market researchers estimated the U.S. fertility industry was worth $5.7 billion last year. IVF isn't governed by the same regulations that hold other medical practitioners accountable for mistakes or safety violations. 3 legal experts said, for example, although more than half of states require hospitals to report serious avoidable medical errors to regulators, those requirements don't apply to IVF clinics. And embryology labs aren't subject to federal inspections the way, say, blood banks are. Instead, most are inspected by accredited organizations. What's more, there is no established legal claim pertaining to lost or swapped embryos like there is for medical malpractice cases involving errors by healthcare providers. So, IVF patients have a hard time seeking redress after something goes wrong. Few of the lawsuits in NBC's news analysis have gone to trial, and of those that have been resolved, most were settled or dismissed. Adam Wolf, an attorney representing Murray, says he expects to see more cases like hers because, in his view, the U.S. lacks sufficient state and federal regulations governing fertility clinics and labs. So, again, this is what women do. Not all. Have a tendency to do, I'll say. We make a bad choice, right? Or a risky choice, right? Like, for example, a woman goes to Miami and gets a BBL. That's risky. But when things go south and it looks pretty stupid, she's going to blame the surgeon or say she was lied to. And where if a guy gets a risky surgery like that height lengthening surgery, he's just going to say, I took a risk and it didn't pay off, right? Until IVF clinics are subject to real regulations, reporting requirements, and mandatory certification programs for lab staff, these type of errors will continue to occur. He said at a news conference last month. Wolf is part of a growing chorus of former IVF patients, lawyers, and bioethics, and even anti-abortion advocates calling for increased regulation of IVF. So all the lawyers are looking at this. They're saying, I can't wait to make money off of these dumb hoes.